Hello, the game is 7 Days to Die. So I'm in creative mode right now, and I just wanted to go over the AFK safe horde base that I came up with. I put a video out about a month ago. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see that original video. But I just wanted to kind of go over it because I did like a proof of concept video, and you know, I'm in creative mode doing another proof of concept. This is like a day one base that you can AFK in relatively safely. You can fight hordes, makes horde fighting very easy, and you can set it up in many different ways. You can use whatever traps, and you can do this on day one. That's kind of the key. That's what I was going for. In my last video, I was designing a base with a moat and a drawbridge in the back, and I just did a playthrough of Darkness Falls, and I utilized it in Darkness Falls. And I did a kind of raised it up 5 blocks in that one, and I'll show you that in a little bit, the actual base I built to utilize. And I'll also put some footage of Horde Night from that server. It was an online server that I'm playing on. But I wanted to jump in creative mode and just kind of reiterate the premise behind it, just quickly, so you can understand what's going on and what kind of drives it. What's the main thing about the build that makes it work? Now in this case, I have, like, this is a day one base, right? I just ran out into a field. I built a little quick platform with some frames, and I upgraded them. So all you need is wood and your little beginner hammer, and you can make this, right? So chop down some trees, get a few hundred wood, pop down some frames, upgrade the frames. Now if any of you are like me, this is what your base looks like when you first start. You drop your land claim, you throw your torch down so you can see at night. You put your fire cooking. What the heck is this thing even called? Fire pit on the top, and then you put like 3 wooden chests around it, just so you have some, you know, some place to put your random junk that you start out with as a noob. And that's kind of what your base will look like. So from there, now the reason why I have the stairs under here is, in this design I want the monsters to kind of come up and walk away from me so I can shoot them in the back. And I'll go into that later, but basically it's for detonators. So you'll be able to stand right here and pew 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 them, and you'll be shooting them in the back, and it won't trigger their detonator, specifically for using turrets. So like to place turrets down and shoot them. But this is the basic design, right? So your main base platform, and you can expand on this. This is just like newbie day one stuff. I just wanted to kind of show you that it will still protect you on day one. Actually, I kind of designed that incorrectly. I'm gonna redo that real quick. So you can like make this on day one, and it'll protect you and make your base and your goods and, you know, your workbenches and whatever protected on day one. I just wanted a extra. I wanted that in the middle, and I kind of put it on the edge there. That's all. It's all right though. It's all good. Just do it real quick here while you're watching. I had to destroy that anyway to show you the concept of it. I'm trying to get to it as quick as possible. So basically, you need 4 spaces. It's just, we're going to use a negative space gap to drop them through, and I came up with some methods to improve upon it. Now I'm going to put one here and one here. In my other base, I put another one here and another one here, just to have backups. So but they don't even really reach past the first one. Anyway, let me get to it. So what you want is something blocking them here. So you're going to want, like, you know, a doorway area here. You are going to want to try to put a hatch down. Let's see, hatches. Oh wait, I'm in creative mode. Let me just go in creative and grab the hatches instead of crafting them. 500 of them will work. You want to just put a hatch down. Wood hatch will work. When you're starting out with wood, it's best to put a hatch down. You don't need to later on when you're using like flagstone. But you just want a nice 2-way area here that they can try to come in, and the hatch blocks them. You are going to want a block here over the top. That's to prevent them from jumping and hitting upwards. And also we're going to do something with it later that helps them fall. So you want your entryway to look something like that. So let me just replicate it on. And you can, when you're starting out, you don't have much wood, so you don't have to do both sides. As long as you can just do one centerpiece going up instead of putting a stairs 3 wide, that doesn't have to be there. I just made it look nice. You don't have to do this split right away because you're strapped on resources when you start, so you can just do one side. But I would just go ahead and do 2 sides because that's kind of the... I'm just replicating the base design that I did in my latest playthrough. So let me go ahead and build the little arch here. Doo, 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 doo. If you're wondering what this thing is I'm using, I'm in the Darkness Falls mod right now. Darkness Falls is what I've been playing on. I'm working on, and have been working on for months, a Darkness Falls video. So keep your eye out for that. I don't know when. I'm going to try to get it out soon, but like I said, it's been months I've been working on it, getting footage and, you know, doing playthroughs and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be out soon, I hope. But I wanted to just kind of go over this since I just did a build, you know, before the server. It's an online server, so before it wipes, I wanted to get the footage and kind of put the video out. Alright, so we have that, right? We have the doorways up. The stoppers up for the mobs. Now, what we're going to want to do is get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is you need 4 spaces minimum to do this. And then... here we go. So just using wood frames. Let me go in here and change this one so you can see. Why? Oh, because I got hat. I'm like, why isn't anything coming up? So when you go into wood frames, you want to select this wood 1/4 block. Do they have half blocks? Yeah, they have half blocks. You could also use a half block if you want to. I tend to like quarter blocks. I think it just looks a little slicker, a little smoother. And then what you want to do is put a 1/4 block, just like I had it, right there. So they're going to kind of want to stand on that and beat on your door. That's what they think they can do. And when you're first starting out, they might achieve that a little bit more than later. Then what you want to do is just flip this around to there. So it's on the opposite side, right? And then you want to put it there. So that forms a full, you know, you just got negative space there. It forms a full pathway. And then this one, since it's on this side, I'll go ahead and put it over here. And then you just want to put that one there. So what you're doing is putting this one this way, that one the opposite way, that one that way, that one the opposite way, to leave this little gap. And the zombies think that these gaps, and this is well known, this part, that the zombies think these gaps, because they're full blocks here, yeah, they're actual full blocks. I'll put these frames on them so you can see them. They think that's a legit pathway, but they can fall through the negative space, at least until they, you know, get wind of this and patch it or whatever. You can't upgrade these because they're not actual frames, but you can just select them with the wood frames. So when you go and upgrade all this stuff to flagstone, like, you know, day 3, day 4, day 5, whatever, this is all upgradable. So you can upgrade all this to flagstone. You will have to pop these off and put flagstone ones in, as you can't upgrade them. See, like, it's not even giving me the signal to upgrade them. Anyway, and that's pretty much it. That's gonna work. When they come up, they're gonna walk through here, and they're gonna fall. They're just gonna fall right there. Now, some might get past that, but then they have a chance to fall here. And then some might get past that, and then they can stand here and kind of bang on your door or whatever. And then they might fall anyway. They might hit a couple times and then kind of wobble over to the side and fall. But it's really good in the beginning because they can't directly get to you, and they'll just kind of loop around, and then you can stand here and shoot them, or you might actually be able to melee them. I've made this pretty close. But I got the run speed for everything in daytime on sprint. So most servers or most playthroughs, that'll be a nighttime speed, is sprint. And I put ferals on nightmare so we can test them out later too. But let me see. Let me get off fly mode. So I'm normal on the ground here. I'll keep God mode on so I don't die and embarrass myself. And let us summon. I'm just gonna clip this video right here so I don't have to re-edit. Alright, let's summon some zombies here. So F6. Let's do a zombie Joe and a zombie janitor. Let's get their attention. And I pulled the frames off this one so they don't try to come over here, just because I didn't feel like setting that up just yet. So they should come up here, go around, and hopefully fall. They just ignored my base. Now they're going to come around, they're going to try to gain entry, and if everything goes well, bloop, bloop. And they'll just keep doing that. Now, there's a chance they can get across, but then that means there's another opportunity for them to fall. And then there's still a chance they could get across there. But even if they do, the most they're going to do is hit once or twice, maybe 3 or 4 times, and then probably fall. And even if they did, you can just, you know, if you're home, you can just come over here and go bonk bonk, hit them in the head a couple times. It's not a big deal. But for the most part, this is the point of the base, right? And like I said, you don't need this side. You don't have to have 2 of them split like I did. That's more for redundancy purposes, like if you get a detonator or something bad happens where they bust out your pillars and they knock the whole thing down, it's okay because they got the other side. So it's more redundancy. You can also put another one of these over here if you wanted to. And I'll show you that on my base. I put one here. I actually had 3 of them. I had one here, and one here. But that was just completely redundant, and I didn't want them falling over here. I wanted them falling closer to the entrance of the steps here, because I want them to fall and then instantly go back up, fall and instantly go back up, because I have my turrets planted here. Let's see if I can melee them from here. Just curious if this is close enough to bonk them. Let me get a weapon. What's a good? Well, let's try spear. Let's do an iron spear. Now I heard one of them hitting. Looked like one of them got through, smacked the door, and it fell. Oh yeah, you can just sit here and spear them. I'm not even crouched down. I guess I couldn't get sneak damage. So that's it. That's the proof. So let me show you. This is really all I wanted to do here. I didn't want to do this whole video in creative. I just kind of... Now you see when they don't have a path to me, so now they're just going to start attacking. They're just going to start attacking wherever. Like he just dropped down and started hitting below. But as soon as they get a path to you, they'll try to come over. And that's the key. They just see this as valid pathing. Oh wait, before I show you my base, let me get rid of these guys. When you do upgrade this to flagstone, or you can start at flagstone. There's no reason on day 1 you can't just start mining into the ground and getting rocks into a flagstone. You want this right here, this pillar. So the flagstone pyramid, these are great for 2 reasons. You put one here, and if you want to get into the reasons why, watch my first video. But basically, the way these are designed kind of pushes them to the side. So if they do kind of make it across to bang on your door, they kind of wobble and it makes them fall. The other thing, after much testing of different designs, I made probably 5 or 6 of these bases in real life scenario, you know, in actual gameplay when I was on a server playing. So in live use scenarios, what I found, which you won't find this information on my first video, was this seems to be the best setup. Let me think. That, yeah, so put one of these here. So pyramid, you can go half block or quarter block there, and then pyramid on this side. Now it looks stupid with the quarter block there, so in this instance I tend to favor doing the half block there. It really makes no difference. Half block or quarter block. Where in the heck is the hit? There it is. That will just look better on the pyramid. Oh, and that one you can upgrade, unlike this one. I find this setup to be best, and here's the reason why. Because I was trying on my first video, if you watch that, you'll see I was trying with double pyramids and pyramids here. What I think is happening is when they run up, they actually when they nerfed the wedge wall, I think what they did was put little steps in these slides in the wedge wall, and that's how they nerfed them. So think of this as like the stairway has these little steps in them, right? Well, just think of this as having some steps in it that the zombies' feet can utilize. So there might be like little steps here. So what happens is the zombie will run down, and actually instead of like the quarter block where it's straight out and they continue and then they fall once they're here, this one they actually step down and then try to go over. But now they're actually under the block, so they would have to step up. So it makes it even better than having a block, because they kind of step down, hit it, and fall. So I find this to be the optimal setup for this right here, is the diamond, and then a half block, or you can use the quarter if you don't think it looks funny, and then a diamond, and then quarter or a half block. And then this is extra protection if they do manage to get across, because some are fast. Actually, let's test out the ferals, because they're running at nightmare speed. If some are fast, they'll flip through here and make it to here, bang on your thing. This helps push them off faster. So let's actually test that out too before we get into the next part of the video. What are we going to do here? So F6, actually let me take off fly. I don't want that messing up the pathing. I want my feet on the blocks. F6, I need a feral. How about a stripper? They're nice and jiggly. Let's use a stripper. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to do too many of them because I'm still on wood, and ferals are pretty strong. They can take out wood pretty quick. Let's see what she does when she runs across. Yep. Even at nightmare speed. You see how, watch when she goes back up. She'll step down right here. Watch right here. She'll step down, and then when she hits that, she just kind of plants into that. Now, if I change this block to one of these, it might not work as well. Let me do it when she falls. And put fly mode, because she's gonna, as soon as I leave, she's gonna start banging on my let me see if I put this here. Will she see that? Take fly off. She might make it across that first one now, because she doesn't have that dip to go down. Where'd she go? There she comes. Let's see if she makes it across. Yeah, perfect. Exactly what I was saying. So the pyramid is the ideal step, because it does make them step down. So you see in nightmare speeds, this is going to fail you, where it won't fail. This will even handle nightmare. So yeah, I'm glad I actually did that to show that on the video. And then pop that back off. Pop you back on. And then you'll see what I mean. Come on, I'm up here. Stop hitting my block. Where'd you go? There you are. Now watch. Because she goes down, she's going to hit her knees on that boom. Every time. Yeah, that's beautiful. So with this is so much improved than on my first video. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this second video, because these are some of the things that I've learned as I kind of perfected the process or the method of this. So I don't know, hopefully they don't nerf this anytime soon. I'd imagine it's going to take time for anybody to even see these videos that I'm making, and then for that to be used in the community to the point where the fun pimps even notice. Hopefully, this will work into Alpha 20 before it gets noticed, but you never know. Pow. Alright, so yeah, let me take you into the server that I'm playing on, and I'll show you my base that I made, and then I'll show you some footage from a Horde night. It's pre-recorded footage on the Horde night, so I'll just be able to do some commentary, and then that'll be it. See you in a second. Okay, here I am. I'm on the Skynet server. I think it was Afterlife, but I believe they split up, and I think the Red Queen is running Skynet now. And they put out a Darkness Falls server, so I came on here and played this. This is my little base that I made. I mean, it's not, it's more utility. It's not about, ooh, look at this fancy base. I haven't even painted it or anything like that. I was just doing a playthrough. But I started it from wood and built up from there, kind of similar to the platform that you've seen earlier. So, you know, inside I have your basics. You know, I have plenty of storage, more than I even need, of all my forges. This is, if you're not familiar with Darkness Falls, this is a fusion forge, lathe, laser workbench, metal workbenches. These are, well, I'll get into this in the Darkness Falls video I made, but these are all forges too. But basically, very, very generic little base, right? This was my first platform. I expanded it out only enough to where I could fit everything that I would need in here for a quick playthrough. And then on this side is where I did my little, what do you call it? I don't know. What do you call it? An arena? A maze? Is it? I guess this is the. I don't know. The negative space fall trap. I don't know what you would call it. I need a name for it. But let me go up on the roof so you can kind of see that it's very similar to what I was showing you earlier, right? So you come up under it. It splits into two. They go over here. They can fall. As you can see, I did the pyramid, and then I had this upgraded to steel, so I didn't do the half blocks. I feel like destroying steel. And I did a pyramid, and then a quarter block, and I have two of them here for redundancy, which you can do, but I really don't need. And I also tried, if you see, this is double length, so this isn't 4 spaces. This is 6 spaces. So I put a total of three gaps in there, which is just overkill as well. You don't need all of that. You don't need 2 of these and then 3 spaces. Just the double works fine. The only thing that can get through on the Darkness Falls mod are Death Stalkers or Night Stalkers. When they run fast, they're so tiny they just kind of run over these, but they get stuck right here. Actually, I think even with these down, they get stuck. They don't come through. And then they're not really a problem. They eventually fall. But yeah, so basically how I have this set up from the bottom, I have my ladders that go up right here, and I can just kind of hang out right here. Now I'm using a turret build, and that was the design. The whole design for this was for turrets. So basically, I put one here, and in Darkness Falls you can utilize 3 turrets instead of 2, and they're beefed up a little bit. Although I was talking to the mod creator, and I think he's going to change that, and they're going to not be as powerful in the future, unfortunately. But like I said, I'll get into that in my other video. But yeah, my turrets are here, so basically what I want is zombies to come up the ladder and not see the turrets till right about here. And I want all 3 of them to kind of peek over the edge so they get headshots at the same time. Headshots on the zombies while the zombies are facing away. Usually they can kill zombies before they even hit this first electrical line. But if they do make it to the electrical line, they're stunned. They'll just sit here and my turrets will tear them up. If they get past that, they got 4 more electrical lines, which seems to be plenty. On Darkest Falls, behemoths kind of go right through the electrical lines. But that's basically it. Usually they don't even make it this far with my turrets sitting there. But if they do, they run around. They usually fall right here. And if not here, they're going to hit this pyramid and get knocked down as well, even if they make it across. If they make it across there, they got 3 more, and then they're going to get knocked down. But I don't think anything has come across here except for Night Stalkers. Only when I don't have my turrets up, because my turrets will kill them almost instantly. So that's kind of the idea. The only thing that's different with this build is I have it encased in. All this back here is all encased. I had an exploder pop earlier. That's why these are a little damaged. I have this walled in, and the only reason I have that, again, is because I'm doing turrets, so I don't want them to accidentally... Let me turn off the electricity real quick. I don't want them to accidentally run up here, fall over, because sometimes they do fall over when my turrets are shooting them, and then run this way. Because if they run that way... Let me go around this side. If they run that way, then you can see my turrets can kind of shoot the front, and if it's a detonator... They'll hit the chest of the detonator, and he'll explode right in here and damage some of this stuff a little bit. So that's kind of why I walled that in. The reason why these are here is because I wanted, when they came around, I didn't want them to cut in through here. So I put my electrical on top of these, but then they were getting damaged from like regular explosions when zombies exploded here. The fence posts were getting damaged, so I just moved them maximum spaces out and I put a little covering on them. I just never deleted these. So basically the reason why I walled this in completely and walled this in completely was so in case they drop this way, the pathing will bring them around like this. As you can see, they can't, my turrets are blocked, they can't be seen. They'll come up here and then they'll get shot at again. I don't want my turrets basically firing until they're here and facing away from me, is the goal of this build. And it works pretty well. I think it works really well. The only thing I really gotta change is I put some spikes up here to handle the occasional vulture that tries to come down on my head, which I'm usually back here like this, picking up the turrets, reloading them, and then placing them back down. So the vultures, I just usually hear them bang, and then I go boom, boom, boom. But really, I'm probably just gonna add like a SMG turret. I'll probably just stick one right here, and that way it doesn't shoot the zombies. It'll only shoot the vultures that are coming down. And then, you know, it'll just make quick work of them. Demons were no problem. They're not even shooting fireballs at me because they're facing away from me. Behemoths usually take 1 or 2 trips, but they fall as well, so they're no problem. And these are all darkness fall creatures, so you don't have to worry about this type of thing in vanilla if you're using this type of build in vanilla. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to showcase this because my first video was like a proof of concept, so I think you know, it was a little 10 by 10 space that I was showing in creative mode, just showing the concept of this and not actually showing it in action and working, and not showing the various things you can do with it, right? Like, this is just one of the methods that you can use this in. You can use this in so many ways. Make pits that go down to bedrock. You can, you know, there's just so many ways you can utilize this to make them fall, and it's such a great method. Yeah, I didn't upgrade this side, so this is before I was using the pyramids. I was just using this, which works fine. But they tend to go this way, and they go right down the pyramids. Anyway, let me show you this base in action. I got some footage of Horde Night, so let me show you that. Alright, so like I said, this is mostly for my turret build, so I'm utilizing 4 turrets, 3 placed, 1 in my hand. Got electrical posts up, and it is Horde Night, day 113 on the server that I'm playing. So you can see it's working pretty well. Obviously, I'm not on my base right now, but I just kind of wanted to use this to show you kind of their pathing. When they come in from Horde, they're going to kind of run up and, you know, go up the ramp. They stumble around a little bit out there. Sometimes they'll punch the wall a little bit till they get their attention. Otherwise, most of the time it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 punches, and then they're back on track. I think the AI just kind of blunders around a little bit. It's programmed to kind of just punch your structures every once in a while. If you're not familiar with Darkness Falls, those are behemoths, demon behemoths and regular behemoths. They are the hardest monster in, zombie behemoths. They are the hardest monster in Darkness Falls. They can 1-punch, I think they can 2-punch steel. I think it's 2-punch. They can 2-punch steel blocks. Which is why this type of base is good for these types of mods, because, you know, normally they're punching your base if you just have a normal base. As you can see, it's working pretty well. Monsters are just coming up. My turrets are taking them out. When they get past my turrets, I got some stupid birds up there. That's why I need a SMG turret up on the roof, just to take care of those random vultures that come up. But yeah, so overall, it's I think it's a good design. I think it has a lot of applications. It has a lot of different applications where you can use it in, and this is just one. In my first video, I was using a moat. This video, I'm using a raised base, which is basically using the world as a moat. But there, you know, the limit is your imagination. So, anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments, please feel free to comment them. I'd like to hear your feedback. If the video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. Do all that stuff that supports my channel. But more supportive than thumbs ups and likes and ringing bells and all that stuff that everybody tells you to do, is if you think it's helpful, spread the word, right? Tell your friends about it, or if you're playing online communities, oh, you're looking for a good base build, here you go, check this guy's videos out, or something like that. Just kind of, you know, share the video with other people is one of the best ways to support my channel, and it would be much appreciated. I'll see you in the next video. Keep your eye out. I do have a, I'm working on a Darkness Falls video, so keep your eye out for that. I've been working on it for a long time, so I'm hoping to get it done soon. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.